All right, so today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how to set up a high school transcript. And I'm glad that I'm doing this right now because when I knew that I was going to do this video for you guys, I got some of my stuff together for what I needed for this year. So Gage and Eli need a transcript for the high school year. So Eli is going to be a sophomore this year, and then Gage is going to be a senior this year. So I needed a transcript for both of them. And I'm going to show you what I had versus what I'm going to be using. And then also I have some links and stuff down in the description on things that you can go to help out with getting your transcript. But I'm going to go through all of that today in today's video. So if you guys are new to my channel, I've been homeschooling for 17 years now, and I've been homeschooling 7 of my boys for the last 3 years. So this year I'm going to be tying in Evelyn, and she's 4. So we're going to see how that goes this year, but we're mainly going to focus on some of the older kids this year. When I had to do my older kids transcript, I had to do a lot of research on my own. So I'm hoping that this video is going to be easy enough for you guys to understand on how to do it a lot more easy. And then when it came to Gage, I ended up doing a little transcript of my own, and I will show you that in a minute. But some of the transcripts and stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is going to be other women's resources. So I don't exactly have my own transcript right now for this year because I could not find the transcript that I was using before that I made up. I cannot find the file anywhere. So I'm just going to share a bunch of information with you guys in today's video, a bunch of links, different things that you need to do to get started when you start high school, some of the things that you need to think about before you start high school, and then things that you need to add to your transcript. I have all my notes and paper right here in front of me. I'm also going to go over a lot of rules and guidelines when it comes to homeschooling. So I have all of that right here. And then also I'm going to share with you guys other resources that will help you understand a little bit more in your state on what is required for your state for homeschooling. So I'm going to share all of that in the description of this video. But mainly today, I'm just going to throw out a lot of information for you guys and then go down in the description, and a lot of things is going to be referenced down there that you can do a little bit of research on your own. I had 2 older kids that went through high school. I did their transcripts already. I did their diplomas. I printed them out. I'm not going to go into doing diplomas in this video, but I'll just share with you really quick. When it comes to the diploma, all I did was go on Google and I searched out printable diplomas, or also you can have it issued. So you just put in the information that you want, if you have a school name and the child's name, and then if you want it notarized, and all of that can be listed on that website. I think I paid $30 each for both of my kids' diplomas, and then I had them send it out to me, and then me and my husband signed it. So you don't have to have any legal document on your high school diploma. You could just issue one yourself, and colleges have to accept that. When it comes to their transcripts, you're going to want to look into some stuff before you start your transcripts, and then also find out some information when it comes to colleges and your transcripts. So I have all of that information today on my notes to share with you guys. So there's going to be a lot of information and a lot of research, but I'm hoping to make it easier for you guys. All right, so I'm going to look over my notes, and we're going to start out really basic, and then we'll move forward to a lot of the other stuff. I'm also going to go over registering for homeschool, and then, like I said, the laws in your state, and what you need to add to your transcript, and then the credits that you need for your state when it comes to homeschooling. When it comes to credits and stuff for your high school, you're going to want to make sure that you have all the right credits that you need for that homeschool year. So I'm going to give you the website that you're going to look on, and then you just go into the state and it will tell you all the credits that you need for your state. And then also, if you want to read over that site, that gives you a lot of information on all the requirements from public school versus homeschool, what public school has to do versus homeschooling. So there is a little bit of a difference when it comes to that. So like homeschooling or public school, you need to have some community service stuff, and then it states that homeschool stuff that they do not need to have that kind of stuff. So that is all listed on there. Go read it because there is so much information. I'll leave a little what the name of it down on the screen right here so that when you go in the description you know what website to go to. So we're gonna go over the state laws first. You're gonna want to go to hslda.org, so I'll leave that down below, and you're gonna go on there and you're gonna click on the state that you want to look up and follow. So even though you're looking on your state, it'll give you still other information for other states. I think some states are pretty similar to most, so a lot of the information on there is very helpful for everyone that's going to be homeschooling. Okay, so I'm going to look down because I have a lot of notes and I want to be able to share them with you. So your state laws, okay, so with ours for Wisconsin, our Wisconsin state laws is ages 6 to 18. So we don't legally have to register our kids through the state until they are 6 years old. We are going to be, I'm going to show you a little bit on how to register, and you're going to file for a PI 1206 form. And I'm going to leave, hopefully, I'm going to try to find a direct link to that form down in the description, and then you can just click on that. So I will label everything down there. Leave a little clip right here, and I kind of point out a little bit of what it looks like when you get signed up. So when I go on, I'm going to log in because I've already registered. You're going to go on and say that you want to create a new ID, and I show all that in this little slide right here. So you're going to want to go do that. And then you're just going to add the information. So when you get to the part where it says unschooled or schooled, we always do unschooled for the older grades. And then I think I do the graded for the older kids. So for us, I don't know if I think we've also just made it be non-graded, because when we homeschool, we don't always give our kids an actual grade unless you use a program that actually grades your stuff. So I've used a curriculum in the past where that curriculum already graded my kids' work, and that really helped out for that time. But now I don't really give my kids a certain grade for their work. We just do we focus more on their credits. Homeschooling, you have to have 875 hours. You have to have 5 hours a day for 180 days. And your 5 hours a day and your 180 days can look different to any homeschooler. So some do it through the summer, some do it all year, some do, like for us, we don't do December. So we have to count that missed month in our homeschool schedule. So we might go to the end of June. It all depends on how the 875 days work, and it's different for every homeschooler. As long as you're documenting, kind of just writing it down, jotting, but I have something to share with you guys. I'm also going to leave a link in the description for this lady's website for you to go get your own if you are interested. So we're going to use this one this year. I did use one of my own. I created little light bulbs going across the sheet, and I have that on my website. But I'm going to be sharing this one today. If you want light bulb ones, I'll leave my website down in the description, and then you just go to I'll try to do a direct link to that page. All right, so this is what it looks like. So we got 180 days, and each day you can just mark off for the days that you're going to be homeschooling. So in case that you like us taking off 30 days in December, we would just not be marking them 30 days until we start up again. So this is really nice to have if you have younger kids that like to do some little, be in charge in the morning or whatever. This is really cute. And the ladies thing is, let's see, Sally Bornick or Bornk, I think it is. So I'll leave a link to this down in the description, and you guys can print one off. So this is super cool to have. It's actually, I was like years into homeschooling before I actually knew that this stuff even existed, and I wish I would have had this in the past. When it comes to elementary grades, we don't document a lot of our stuff in elementary, and when I went on to make sure that I had the right information for you, it says that high school needs to be documented, and that's usually what we did. So if you are one to keep track track of a lot of that stuff. You can track your hours and stuff in a notebook, like a schedule book or something like that, that you want to keep on hand for that year, and just mark it down for that year and just keep notebooks so you have that documented. You can go ahead and do that and then just put it in a file. Also, we don't really do that when it comes to our elementary grades, but I do document our high school stuff, and that is mainly their credits and their transcripts. So I don't really keep track of everything. Well, I shouldn't say that I don't track everything, but we're just writing down what they did that year and how many credits that they did. We also write down like extra credit, and we also write down extra stuff that maybe isn't required for the year, just so that I have that documented. I hope that makes sense. One of the things that you need to do before you consider homeschooling is check out different colleges and see what is required for them colleges. That helps you know what subjects and what credits that you need to do for high school for them to go to that college. So we mainly go by our state credits of what needs to be accomplished. So if it's only 3 years of science, then we only do 3 years of science. Now, if I knew one of my kids needed a certain kind of science for their college, then we would make sure that we have that for that year, versus you teach them the basic science, curriculum or whatever, and then they get to college and they need to do extra credit now because they didn't do it in high school. So make sure you check out colleges and stuff maybe before you start high school and get all this information that you need, that you know that you should probably teach them for high school, and then go off of that for the curriculum that you want to use for your high school years. I'm not really worried about the credits that they need for college credits. I'm just mainly worried about homeschool credits for what they need just to graduate. So that's what we go for. I just look on our state guidelines of what needs to be done for their credits, and that's pretty much what I go with. So another thing, when it comes to your state laws and it comes to your curriculum, it said on there, I had to help somebody else with this, so I was able to read over a lot of it, which is nice to have, because sometimes I can give you the information, even though I've been doing it for so long. I can give you the information, but I want to back up my information so that it sounds legit, not that you guys are not knowing if it's real or not. So one of the things on there, and it's on the HSLDA, it's you can choose your own curriculum. So we, as homeschoolers, we can choose our own curriculum that we want to use, and we're not the only time that it's going to be mainly important is when you get to high school and you want to make sure that you're using a good curriculum for high school. And some of them require certain subjects, so you might need to have algebra, geometry and stuff like that in high school. So you can't just use a random, your own made up curriculum unless it's a full year curriculum that you made up for algebra and the requirements for that. Okay, so like I said, you look up your college credits to know what's required, credits for your high school years, and then before you start high school. So them are all the things that I wanted to share when it came to that. And then also your state laws. So make sure you go on that hslda.org, and that gives you a lot of information when it comes to the rules and stuff for your state. Also, like I said, ages 6 to 18 ages need to be registered. So I can register my kids stating that I'm going to be doing what is recommended, which is the 875 hours. And then I'm also going to document my high school their credits, and then I'm also going to be doing the 5 hours a day for 180 days. Now, if you have a kindergartner and you get done within an hour of schooling, we still count it as a day of being homeschooled. So don't feel that you're pressured into doing 5 hours a day with a kindergartner when there's no way that that would even happen unless you have a lot of stuff to do with that, but we don't. So I don't do that. So with us doing 7 of the boys this year and then partially Evelyn, I'll have enough in our day that we're going to be doing a lot of school. So I'm not worried about not getting that in. Okay, so that is that when it comes to that. I also, and like I said, I was going to help you out with registering, filing for that PI 1206 form. Leave that form down. Everything that I'm stating in here is going to be labeled nice for you guys down in the description, and then you can just click into it, and it should hopefully bring you directly to that area. What I do with getting signed up for the kids, I just say registering for homeschool, and then it is the dpi.wi.gov, and that is the Wisconsin registering for homeschooling. So that is ours. I will still leave that down in the description. You guys can check that out. Yours might be a little bit different than what I shared in that clip. So just type in registering for homeschooling, and it should probably give you a direct link to that. So these are the links I'm going to be sharing down below. The dpi.wi.gov, the hslda.org. Also with that website, that one will help with legal defense. So if you live in an area where you're going to have problems when it comes to other people questioning your homeschooling, you can go on this site and you can register for an attorney, and they'll help you out with fighting for you and your homeschool rights. So that's also on there. And then the Sally Bornk, I think it is, .com for the countdown page. I also got something else off of teacherspayteachers.com. I'll leave a link for that down below. And then also I'm going to be sharing another YouTuber. Her name, or the channel is Our Blessed Life, and how to make a homeschool transcript for free. Homeschool description, it's going to be in her description. Okay, so I'm going to show you hers, I'm going to show you mine, and then I'm also going to share with you, let's see, I have everything right here. The lady that has, or the one that I got from Teachers Pay Teachers is really cool too, so I'm going to share with you with that too. So first I'm going to share with you mine, and then I'm going to share with you the other ladies. So I'll give you a couple examples on what a transcript can look like. Our Blessed Life, the one that's going to teach you how to do a homeschool transcript for free. She has a link in her description. You would go to that, and then you can print it off. I thought she had it where you could go on the computer and just type it in. Then you could print it off, and it's all printed in there, but I couldn't figure that out yet, so that I couldn't do that. Also, she had it in there how to calculate their GPA and their grading, and we don't do that. But she has a lot of good information on her page for that. So I think this one was a little I don't want to say outdated, but this one was an older video of hers. Okay, let me show you my transcript, and I'll show you what I made my kids do, because I want my kids to be involved when it comes to their homeschooling stuff, just so that they are in tune with what they need to do. Okay, so what I made Eli do, okay, it's just on a blank piece of paper here, or a little piece of paper here. So hold on, let me just fold this over because I got some information on there. Okay, so I made Eli write down every single book, and I made him write what curriculum it was. So he's got Consumer Math by Abeka, and then his cursive writing, traditional spelling, writing and grammar is BJU, and then New World History and Geography from Abeka, chemistry, Mavis Beacon for typing, and then extra credit math. So I made him write this out. Okay, so this is Eli's, this is Gage's. It's a complete mess. This was our transcript that we used with my older kids, and this is the one that I can't find the link for right now, just because I don't have time to look for it. But this is Gage's. So we have his freshman year, sophomore year, and his junior year, and this year is going to be his last year, and I didn't write anything in there yet, so I'll probably have Gage do that. I had him do it in freshman year, and he wrote all his books in there. So if you just want to do a quick jot down of what they did, you can go in depth with it too. Like I said, what year was it? So it's 2012, 2019, 2015, and that was the year that it was published. So I had him do a lot of that, and then his extra stuff on here was youth, staff, volunteer. And so you can write down everything. I like having big squares because then I can write everything in there, and I will show you the other transcripts because you cannot do that on there. So I'll show you that in a minute. So I like having something like this. I wish I had the link. If for some reason I find the link before I put this video out, I will put on there my transcript, and then you will get one of these blank ones. You also can go on Google and just look up a free printable transcripts, and there's all different kinds on Google right now. So this is just what ours looks like. This is just a rough draft, just so I have it on hand for when I need to make a good one for college if he goes to college. Okay, so this is Eli's for freshman year, and this is what mine. So this is how basic it can get when it comes to transcripts. This is just like a rough draft of what I needed to get that done. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you the lady that has a video on it, Our Blessed Life. I don't remember her name. And then how to make the transcript. This is hers. So I have one for Eli and I have one for Gage. So the only thing that I don't like about this is, so for 9th grade, I have Zeta Math, and Zeta is just with Matthew C, they just have it named in names. So math, mother's tongue was English, spelling, writing spectrum, history, geography, God's world or God's orderly world, and youth staff volunteer. It's the same as what I had on my transcript, but I wasn't able to write everything down on this one. That's why I don't like this one as much. But this was the one that I was hoping that I could just go into a Word document and just type in what I needed. So I'm hoping that I can figure it out and do that. Then I'll be able to type it in a little bit smaller and get all of the information in here versus the bigger transcript. So that's your preference, I guess. And then I have 10th grade and I have 11th grade. So on here I have consumer math, extra math, cursive spelling, writing and grammar, new world history, chemistry, typing, missions. And then up here in 10th grade, I have Bible, algebra, English 2, world geography, and typing. And that is what I had. So he is going to have 3 years of some form of science. So he'll have 3 credits of science when it comes to that. So 1 year he does not have any science, and you're just going to have to make sure you look and see what is required for your state. So that is what this one looks like. This is that lady's. And then up here on here, it just says their name, their date of birth, male or female, homeschool name, parents' name, address, total credits, GPA, and then graduation date. So you're going to want to have all of that information on your transcript because that's going to help out if they go to college. All right, so for Eli, these other grades right here, 7th and 8th grade, and we don't document that. So I have Eli was in 9th grade this year, and he's gonna be in 10th grade. So we'll document all of that this year. And then I have consumer math, cursive, spelling, writing and grammar, new world history, Christian kids, chemistry, typing, and extra math. His is similar to Gage's just because we shared a lot when it came this year for the curriculum. And we can do that because it didn't matter what classes he did per whatever year he was in. So this is what Eli's looks like. So that's another version of a transcript. And then I will share with you guys the one that I got off of Teachers Paid Teachers. So this is what it looks like. And then it has math, science, English, history, physical education, fine arts, health, foreign language, other electives. This is nice too because it gives you all the options here. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. And you can just write down like if they had consumer math, if they had maybe an elective like automotive. Fine arts could be some kind of arts class that they took that year. Physical education, we do a lot of different things with physical education, like just being outside. We have a lot of animals and stuff, so we're always busy outside. So we try to tie in something when it comes to that. As in health, we don't really need to do a lot of that kind of stuff when it comes to high school. But this is nice too because it's like an easy printout, and I will leave this in the description also. And then also you just write down what they did in that grade for them subjects. But the only thing with this one, so high school credit plan, this is just your credit plan. This is just documenting what they did in high school. This isn't an actual transcript, but this is something that you can use just to document things before you do your transcript. Okay, so that's that one. And then high school credits plan. This is just a basic form when it comes to it: math, science, English, and history, because them are the main ones that you need to have. And then, so on this one, so this one was a little different. Credits needed 4. So this is depending on your state. So for ours, I think we had 3 credits for math, and I think we are doing 4. Science, I think we're doing 3. So really make sure that you're doing the right amount of credits for your school year for your state. Okay, so that one is that one. And then on here, this one is blank, so you can fill in the credits as you go for that year. And high school credits plan, elective ideas. So she gives you a printout of other electives that you can work on if you really want to tie that in with that. If you guys need to have electives, she gives you a list on here, which I thought was kind of super cool. So band, dance, photography, keyboarding, public speaking, creative writing, life skills, accounting, politics, sign language, gardening. So we have a lot of this with our animals and gardening, Bible, religion, so missions work, and programming. We have some programming stuff that my kids work on that's really fun to use. So that's pretty cool to have. And then high school credits plan, so math ideas, algebra, geometry, consumer math, algebra 2, pre-calculus. So it has a list of that: biology, physical science, marine biology. So that's what I was saying, like if your kid goes to college and you need to know what they need to have, this gives you an idea of some of them that they need to have. So if my kid is going to be going for, let's say, procedure writing or, stuff like that. So you're going to make sure that you have the right, credits for that program for college. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's all going to be listed down below. It's just going to be one link to the paid teachers, paying teachers, something like that. I'll leave a link and it'll come up with all of these papers for that. So that is just documenting down your subjects and your credits. But as for the transcripts, there's different ways of doing a transcript. So I'll leave all of that down in the description of this video. And I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover with you guys for today in this video. If you guys have any questions or you are not able to find some of this stuff, even though it is directed over to some of these things, I will help you out. Just give me, just leave a comment down below and I can help you out. Otherwise, you can reach me at 10kidsingarage@gmail.com and you can just send me an email and I will help you through email. We'll get you, started out with getting registered and stuff for homeschooling. And if you have any questions when it comes to college credits and stuff like that and what you need to look for that, we'll get you started with that. But you mainly need to know what your state laws are. You need to know what your kid is going to be doing possibly in the future and looking at colleges and see what the credits needed are for that, because that'll help you get it all done before they get to college and then they wouldn't have to do some extra stuff. So that is a good thing. And then your hours and stuff that you need for that year, making sure that you're documenting everything in high school. And then, like I said, with the diploma, you can just issue them a diploma on your own. You just look it up on Google and all of that will be there. If I can find a link for one of the diplomas, I will leave it in the description also. So don't forget to go down. I always have different things down in my description in different categories. So I have like my products, I have air fryer stuff, and I also have a list of homeschooling stuff, playlists, and references. I might have double references because of today's video. And then I also will leave a lot of some of the videos that I've been sharing on Monday for you guys, some fun videos like organizing, Evelyn's cubby, and then things that I'm going to be teaching over this next year with my kids, their grades, and the curriculum that I'm going to be using. So I will leave everything in the description for you guys to go check out. If you guys like today's video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.